YouTubers. So I'm going to show you kind of how I do my oil change, and you take this as a recommendation. It's not necessarily the way you do it, but it's the way I do it. It's the way I've been doing it for over God knows when, probably when I was 16 or 15. That's got to be over 10 years. So this is going to be explained on a 2009 Chevy Silverado. It's got a 5.3 liter V8 with 240,000 miles. So the truck's got a 15 millimeter bolt, and sometimes I take another wrench to use as a leverage in case I need it. So I've already taken the bolt out and drained the oil and put the bolt back in there, and then I've taken the filter out too. This is my filter remover. It opens up like this, and it uses a 3/8 inch drive to take it out. And I need an extension because of the way it's at. I can't just fit a wrench in there. It needs to be further away, and then you take it out. The way this works is the more pressure it has to loosen it, these clamps like grab on more the more you want to take it out. So it works pretty good, and then my dad gave me that a long time ago. So when I install my filter, one thing I like to do is I like to open up the filter. You would make sure it's the same filter. Once you make sure it's the same filter, then it's the same filter that you're using as the one you have. I like to fill it up with oil. Now the oil I'm using is Pennzoil 1030, and what the truck recommends here, it's most of the times on the cap, it recommends a 530. Now why am I using a thicker oil? Well, it's mid-April, and too thin of an oil, it's going to be even thinner during cold starts. Over here in San Antonio, it gets pretty hot during the summers, and I'm from Laredo and I go there constantly. It gets even hotter. That gets as hot as when you go turn on your vehicle, it might already be overheating because of how hot damn temperature is over there. So just to quickly show you the way I do it, I just pour some oil. I'm pouring it wrong. Did you see how that happened? It just started like bubbling out. You do it like this and it just becomes way easier. Oh yeah, look at that. Oh crap. So the thing with the filters is that you'll fill it up and then it'll come back down, and then you'll fill it up more and then it'll come back down, and then that's an iterative process. I do it about twice. It doesn't need to be like completely full. The other thing I like to do, and I think it's recommended, it might be written on some of the filters, is you grab some of this oil and then you put it around this ring. It helps when you put the filter back on. Now, before you put the filter back on in the truck, in the engine, make sure that this seal, there's always a gasket. Make sure that the gasket of the old filter isn't stuck in the block. It has not happened to me, but my dad told me that he always checks for it, because I think one time he put the other filter on it, it was all good to go, and when he turned it on, the pressure of all the oil getting into this filter just blew through the gaskets, and there was just oil everywhere. You can imagine that's probably what I was going to say. So just make sure there's the other gasket's not in the block. Make sure you get a rag, clean thoroughly, and then put this filter back on. Once the filter is back on, then you fill up your engine with the recommended number of quarts. Mine takes 5, so I put 5 of these quarts. Sometimes a little bit more, but what I like to do is I put 5, then I turn the engine on and I throw one of these. They don't sell these here in the United States. This is an additive. My dad sells this over there in Mexico. It's Bardol #1, and it's just an anti-friction additive. It's pretty good. We've been using it on all the vehicles that we've owned ever since 2000, and we go by this. We swear by it. We've seen tests. It's pretty good. It used to be this brand used to be here in the United States a long time ago, but now it's not. So it's somewhere over there in India and Bangladesh. You know, this brand still runs over there, but it doesn't run here anymore. So I throw on 5 quarts. I throw that on while the engine is on. Then turn off the engine. What I'll do is I'll clean up, and as the engine is off and I'm cleaning all the oil from, you know, the valve covers and all the valleys comes back down to the oil pan. That's when I check the oil level, and I just make sure that it's within the range. Then I'm good to go. That's about it. Enjoy your next oil change.